Today I am going to talk about an Englishman who transformed the hospitality industry of the United States of America. Stephen Fry, in his book Appetite for America, has described about the life and legacy of Fred Harvey. The ideas and the innovations that Fred used in order to succeed in the business was truly noteworthy. As per the article in newmexicohistory.org, Fred Harvey was the epitome of the Victorian era self-made man, an entrepreneur who developed a distinctive niche in the growing consumer economy. Fred Harvey, born in London in 1835, immigrated to the United States in 1850 at the age of 15. He worked at several restaurants before establishing his own restaurant with a partner in the eve of Civil War. After the war broke out, his partner bagged all the money and went to fight for the Confederacy, and thus once again Fred Harvey was broke. Fred then started working for a railroad company where he was promoted to freight agent. During this time, he had to travel a lot on trains, and there he found out the problems regarding food service in railway station. This motivated Harvey to open up restaurants by the railroads which provided quality meals with great service. His first approach was to his then employer, the Burlington Railroad, but they declined the offer. But the AT&SF subsequently contracted with Harvey for several eating houses on experimental basis. Harvey as a visionary businessman. Fred Harvey was both successful businessman and a great visionary. He came to America with nothing in his pocket and built one of the biggest business empire till date. Fred Harvey introduced Harvey Girls, the first female workforce of America, in order to tame the Wild West. The idea began when Harvey House in Renton, where Harvey fired manager and all male staff after some had gotten into a fight. The Harvey Girls matured into an emblem of Fred Harvey's devotion to the first-class service. Stephen Fry has mentioned Fred Harvey Company as the first brand name in America. As I went through an article titled A Brief Overview of the History of Branding, I came across the information that branding of products in US actually started post the Civil War. Although some manufacturers, such as producers of tobacco, wine, and ale, did brand their trademarks on wooden packages or casks, they were rather sold as commodities. Although the article does not mention the name Fred Harvey, it points the origin of branding to the time when Fred Harvey started his lunchrooms. Nevertheless, I completely agree with Stephen Fry in regards of his portrayal of Fred Harvey as a genius businessman. Fred Harvey was well ahead of his time and was successful in implementing all the 4 P's of marketing. As per the article on Wikipedia, Harvey's meals were served with sumptuous person that provided a good value for the traveling public. For instance, pies were cut into fourths rather than sixths, which was the industry standard at the time. Regarding promotion, the AT&SF played a major role in advertising the meals by Fred Harvey. Later on, as the company expanded, so did the promotion media. Fred Harvey Company is actually known to be one of the first companies to bring forward the concept of cultural tourism. They promoted Native American art to the local and international consumers in order to attract them. The company thrived with new ideas and innovation, but the inability to adapt to the changing circumstances led to the demise of the company. After World War I, the rise of automobile industry hurt the Harvey Company. The business continued to decline slowly as the roads improved and air travel became possible. Although World War II showed a momentary success, the post-war period again led to low railway transportation. Consequently, in 1968, the Hawaii-based company AmFac Corporation bought the Harvey Company, and therefore the company ceased to exist. The major lessons that I learned by going through the book were: A. Always ask more than what you are offered. B. Put your customers first. C. Demand higher from your employees. And D. Innovate and adapt in order to stay relevant. The biography by Stephen Fry shows a true picture of Fred Harvey, the American Railway, and of the Harvey Girls. These 3 were responsible for promoting and civilizing the West with food and wives. Appetite for America is a truly amazing book to go through for anyone interested with American business history. I really had a good time going through the book. I hope that you enjoyed the review as well. Thank you.